What's up guys, and welcome back for another EVE Online video. Today the Yule Festival started, so the event is ongoing, started today, and so I thought we'd jump into a combat site. A couple of things to point out to start with, in case anyone's not aware. The festival event is in your agency, so it's just if you go home, it's got its own section called the Winter Nexus. You can jump straight in there, and you can, on top of the login rewards, you've got all these skins and booster rewards you can get throughout the event by earning points by doing these missions. So we're working on the combat challenges because there are loot drops and things. I'll try and bring videos on other sections of the event as well as we move forward, but tonight it's combat for me. I'm just in my Gila for this. You'll notice the agency recommends, I can't see it anymore, but when you look on here in the combat challenge initially, it recommends Tech 2 battleships. That is overkill. I'm just in my Gila. This is just the same fit I had for the previous event, so I've just gone massive buffer shield. Because again, I wasn't sure what the rats would do. wasn't sure about water scrams and newts or anything like that. So I've just gone with big shield, and we'll see how we get on. I've ran the site twice. This ship and fit runs it fine. Had no problems. Here's the loot so far from 2 sites. You get skins, overseas effects, faction drops, that sort of stuff. We'll see how it goes in this one. Oh, and just one other quick thing that is really useful. On the map, if you want to find the events, if you go on the map, if you in colour by, scroll down to this section down here and turn on metaliminal storms, the events are in these metaliminal storms. So any one of these on the map is where you want to head to look for the event sites. So the red systems are like the nexus of the storms, and that's where the most sites will be, but all of these systems with the coloured spots will contain event sites. Obviously, as the event moves on, they'll get busier and busier. There's only 6 people in this system with plenty of sites, you can see here. We're doing the Wingstorm forward bases. But so yeah, without further ado, let's jump on in. They're just in your probe scanner. Be aware they do go after your drones, so you have to keep an eye on that. There is ship effects due to the ice storm, reduced heat damage and increased thermal resistance, so that's quite nice. Upon warp in, there's nothing here, so at the moment I just fly up so that I'm further from the structure until they spawn, and then I just drop my MTU and start orbiting it at 5k. These are, let me go on the right overview, these are True Power Sancho rats. I'll get the resistance profiles up as we go. And so far, this is the 3rd site I've run, and they've been the same composition, so actually slightly different compositions, but not too bad. Just 2 waves, the first wave being frigates, cruisers and a battle cruiser, and then the second wave is just the battleship by itself. The battleship is the challenging wave. It's got really quite a high DPS, but again, the ship handles it fine. You can see the drone aggro straight away, so I'm putting them back in, get my missiles running. Before the frigate dies, let's have a quick look at the resistant damage profile. So damage is fairly spread, but you're looking at EM mostly, and damage to deal, EM hole in the shield, armor hole in the armor, what's that, explosive hole in the armor. But for frigates it's not a huge issue. The cruisers, best to do EM damage because of the hole in the shields, and they deal EM damage. And let's have a look at the battle cruiser as well. hole in the EM shield again, and they deal EM damage. They all have bounty, so that I'm not sure, I can't remember what the frigates were, maybe 50 or 75,000, cruisers 125, battle cruisers 250, and the battleship spawn is, why am I, oh I haven't got my drones out because I'm distracted, so you can see the damage is quite reasonable. Because I've not been doing damage with my drones, I'm going to take too much damage here. They've got drone aggro.
A module has run out of charges.
Let's try and do a little bit of damage before we bring them in. You can be neuted, you can be warp scrambled, or warp disrupted, I think it is. They do have webs, as you can see here. So you have to be aware of all of that. Right, pull that in before they die again. So yeah, if you're not confident in the site, they, as I say, they can warp disrupt you. So you have to be aware of that before you warp in and be comfortable. The battleship always warp disrupts you, and obviously he's the real threat. But so yeah, we'll just carry on through this and see how it goes. It doesn't take very long because there's only the 2 waves. I've not run this site optimally either because I've been a bit distracted talking to you guys. Hopefully we'll get a good drop. I'd like another skin, or a booster would be nice. Something like that. As we saw on the damage hull, so I'm using Infiltrator 2s as my drones for the EM damage. And I've got thermal missiles in the ship because the Gila has bonus to kinetic and thermal missile damage, so there's no point using EM missiles. And that's thermal resistances. So right, I'm going to stop firing that because I want to reload it. There's a small lull between the last rat dying and the battleship spawning. Leave them out, and you can see the events complete as you go, so we'll claim that reward for destroying its occupants. And we have also got the capsule skin, so we'll claim that. Lovely. And here comes the battleship, worth $1 million. Let's get the info up. Start attacking it. And again, you're looking at an EM hole in the shield, but obviously it's strong in the armour, and a complete omni damage type, more or less. Slight bias towards EM and thermal, but it's all much of a muchness. And you just see the numbers that it throws in: 500, followed by 133, 283, webbed and scrammed or disrupted, so we can't go anywhere. So basically it's whoever kills each other first on the boss wave, which keeps it exciting. Oh, and you get the filaments as well, so if you use one of these filaments you'll be thrown into this specific one, would be low sec ice storm. You can get null sec and high sec filaments as well. Right, we're nearly there. You can see that it does do damage. I know my court mates have run this site pretty comfortably in Drekavax, and a Praxis would do this fine, just because of the massive shield you can add. But this Gila also does it fine, and it's pretty easy to pilot. You don't have to do anything special. I'm just orbiting my MTU, and you can see that. I'll link the fit in the description. But right, this is nearly finished, and let's see what loot we get. I have tried salvaging, and it's just normal Tech 1 salvage, so I'm not bothering with the rest of them. Just wanted to find out. Look at that for timing. Claim my reward. And let's head to the MTU and see what the loot is. It's only the battleship that drops loot so far. 3 for 3 anyway, nothing else has dropped loot. What have we got in this site? You can see how quick it was to run these, so you can churn these out nice and quickly. This is the worst one yet. 10th and 7th tier overseers effects, so just 4.5 million, and say 2 million for bounty. It was 6.5 for this one, but as you can see, if we take the MTU out in 3 sites, we've earned 35 million, excluding bounty, and so another 6 million with bounty, to call it 42 million. So there you are. That's the combat site. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and we'll cover more. We'll cover the mining stuff and the exploration stuff in some other videos. Anyway, cheers guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.